Acts chapter 4 at verse 12. Acts chapter 4 at verse 12. I read. It says, "Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given amongst men whereby men may be saved." In other words, there's only one name under the heavens by which men can be saved. So the title of this little cast is No Other Name. And the one name by which men can be saved is the name Jesus, Jesus. To some, this might sound rather extreme, rather presumptuous, and definitely audacious. But then I ask, has any man come across any person who has the kind of credentials, the kind of CV, the biodata that matches that of Jesus the Christ, the only Son of God? Now let me run a little bit of this man's credentials by you, and then you can make your own decision. Number one, he was born of a virgin. I don't think that's a very common experience, although some others may have claimed to be of virgin birth. And secondly, he lived for 30 years, 33 and a half years. He spent 30 years preparing for a ministry that lasted 3.5 years before his crucifixion. And during the 3.5 years that he spent in ministry, he totally transformed the world and its history. Praise the name of the Lord. For instance, the man had no sin. He's the only person that I know of that walked in flesh and blood and had no sin. Nobody could say this was the sin he committed. Of course, they drummed up some charges against him that he called himself the Son of God, but then again. And what about his authority? In John chapter 14, verse 6, he said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father except through me." If anything was audacious, that was. Praise the name of the Lord. What about his miracles? He fed 5,000 persons with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He raised Lazarus from the dead in John chapter 11, after the man had been gone, dead, buried, for 4 days. In Mark chapter 4 at verse 39, he was asleep in a ship while there was a storm. His disciples were panicking and they came to wake him up. And he stood on the bow of the ship and he hushed the storm to sleep. They were so amazed. His disciples who had lived with him and had seen a lot of his miracles were so surprised. They said, "What manner of man is this that even the elements and the sea obey him?" Praise the name of the Lord. And after his crucifixion, he still came. He said, "All power in heaven and on the earth has been given unto me." Nobody ever said that and got away with it. But Jesus did. And his name still reigns. His name still rules. Philippians 2 verse 5 says that there's no other name under the sun. That at the name of Jesus, every knee should bow, every tongue confess, things in heaven, things upon the earth, and things beneath the earth. Even Jesus said it after his resurrection. He said, "All power in heaven and on earth has been given unto me." So I've just reeled out some examples of Jesus' exemplary life, his sinless life, and his matchless authority. I leave it to you to decide what you think of that. God bless you.